Hi friends, I am Sanket. Now we are discussing with Mr. Kalyanaraman. This is our third part with him, and we have seen his personal life, then biking as a passion, and then biking as a mission, and through that he achieved so many things. Now we are continuing discussing with him. Okay, Mr. Kalyan, now please tell us about grantees for ULYSA. What is that actually?
Okay. So ULYSA, right? So UL is a company. It's called United Laboratories.
Which one?
United Laboratories.
Where in India?
It's in the US.
US, okay.
And YSA is also US. So it's called Youth Service America.
Youth Service America. Okay.
So both of these organizations have come together and they run an initiative in India called Safer Roads, Safer India.
In India?
Yeah.
How they come from America to India?
So UL has an office in India also.
Okay.
So they have a unit in India and that's their social initiative towards building a better and safer roads for Indian commuters. So I was one of those grantees who was an individual. So they grant only schools and colleges.
A group of the people, we can say.
Yeah, groups. So I was the only one who got this grant as an individual.
Yeah, as an individual.
Yeah. And
due to your all this work, mission and everything.
Yeah. And I was referred to them by one of my college teachers. And she kind of let them know that we've got someone who does this very passionately. So why don't you support him? So that's when UL wanted to support me. ULYSA wanted to support me, and we did meet up. We had good sessions here, so they did a lot of programs, and that was an amazing experience because till then I never got that exposure to an organization out of India.
Out of India. So this is the first exposure.
Yeah.
So can you just tell us what is that program? What is the program? What is that program? ULYSA.
So the program is, what they do is they give these grantees to schools, colleges, and they ask them to do different programs. So they would run a competition on drawing in their school or maybe in the schools around that vicinity, where they would ask students to paint or draw something that's related to road safety.
Okay.
So they do those initiatives. So that's a way that they educate. And they also do programs like schools will go and educate, students will educate people, they will hold placards on roads.
Okay.
They will educate people, create that awareness, make sure that people understand what is their role when it comes to road safety. Because everybody who owns a driving license doesn't mean that they know everything. Because getting a driving license is easy in India.
Easy thing,
Yeah. So basically getting it is not an achievement. If you would have got it somewhere else in another country, I would say it's an achievement. Right? But here, people get a driving license, but they don't know how to drive on the roads. Right? So that is why we meet up with so many accidents.
Okay.
So to reduce those accidents and minimize those accidents, they do a lot of programs with the help of students so that it's more impactful.
More impactful. So that and at the early age, if they learn about the safety, then future will be very good.
Yeah.
So that it will be in their mind and they will follow the discipline.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it is for only 1 year or continuous?
So they grant you for a year. So it's a yearly grant. And they do it every year. So it could be that next year also you get a grant. But the point is, like, I didn't accept the grant basically.
So you refused the grant?
Yeah, monetary. I don't as I don't do anything monetary. I didn't accept the grant. So whatever grant was given to me, I
refused.
I returned it back to them. So my main point is that the initiatives that they're doing are wonderful initiatives because they're trying to save lives. See, out of the entire population, even if one life is saved out of whatever they're doing, it's a big achievement.
Big achievement.
It's a very big achievement, right? Because that person could be someone who has now invented the drug for the COVID pandemic, right? You don't know. Saving a life on the road could be someone really great who's working on
all over the world. Mission. If you save one life also, it is really achievement, we can say, because everyone is having his own value.
Yeah.
Everybody is contributing something to the society.
Yeah.
So it is really nice. So that is continued. So they give you special education for that, or what? They
So-
trained you, or what?
No, so basically what they do is they have their set of agendas that they try to do. So as I said, right, creating awareness in the community, making sure the community is getting what they need, making sure that you reach out to the community. So one of the bigger roles is like you reach out to the closest community. So that, not everybody is doing this awareness campaign and programs, right? So they want people to do that. So they grant people for that also.
Oh, very good. So this is really good. Means we can the initiative for that from that company. So do they give you some certificate that you?
Yes. So I do have it on the top there.
Okay. So you are continued as a means grantee for that, or
No,
now this-
I was there for a year. So the next year I didn't apply for it, or I didn't get an opportunities because I was so occupied with other stuff. So I couldn't,
your own mission.
Yeah.
So let concentrate on one thing. Don't get to get involved in so many things, right? So this is the one thing. So now you no need to carry any responsibility for that, right?
Yeah.
Now, what is the status of your mission now?
So now it is more about doing something different than what we've been doing all this while. So now we would start doing train the trainer as a program.
Train the
Trainer. So we would train people who would train others. So that is the next step that we're looking at, because
we or you?
We as in, I always say we. The reason is because I don't think it's one person's job. It is a job of everyone.
No,
though I'm doing it individually, right?
But this mission is your baby, so
Yes.
just
But
asking.
I feel so. My intention has always been like that's the reason, right? I didn't kind of come up with a thing saying, okay, I did this.
Yeah.
The reason is I don't want to restrict it to one individual. Let's keep it for everybody. Is what is my intention. So
No,
when I refer to we, it's me as well as the people who are also doing it.
Doing no.
In their capacity.
One point is you plus your family members who are supporting you.
Yeah.
That also we can say we.
Yes.
Okay. So now tell us.
So basically, so one thing that I want to share, right? People should know this also. During the pandemic, right? So pandemic was a time when no one knew things. So 2019, and I still remember that I have that photograph that I got where we did a program. So we have a closing program also of the Road Safety Week. So we did that program, and it was 2020, right? Starting.
2020. Yeah.
So the 2019 program will end in 2020. So that's how they do it. So it was January, and we did that program. And once the program was done, we realized that there's this virus that was known to people, that there are a lot of people that are getting infected, and it's spreading and stuff. But no one thought it's going to come to India, and we would also get infected, right?
Yeah.
So in 2020, by the time I was doing these programs, I started reducing the programs because with the threat of the virus getting in, I started reducing because I don't want to gather people and stuff. In 2020 March, we had a complete lockdown, right?
22nd March.
Yes. So then when we had that complete lockdown, people thought, okay, 10, even I felt the same thing. I felt it will be like 10, 15, 20 days and we all will be out, right? It will be fine. But we didn't realize for the next 8 to 9 months, we all are going to be at home. And when we all were at home, it was surprising. We've lost 1,31,000 people on Indian roads. 1,31,000 people. And when I looked at the number, I was like, it's serious. People are flashing on the television saying there are so many people who are dying, there are so many people who are infected, so many people who are waiting for oxygen to be provided and stuff. But they are not looking at this number because this number is bigger. To give you a fact, right? Until I have this data till March last year, this year March
25.
2024 March. 2024 March. There are like 5,33,000 people who lost their lives in COVID. COVID. The data from 2020 till 2024 in those 4 years. In road accidents, starting 2020 until 2024. In that, we don't have the data. I don't have the data for 1 year because it's not published yet. So it's just 3 years. We'll have 6,14,000 people
due to road accident.
In road accidents. So the number is higher than the people we've lost in COVID. So I feel the bigger threat is road accidents. And the bigger threat that people need to look for is because it's not flashing on your screens. When it was COVID, it was flashing on our screens. If you get a mobile phone out, you go to social media, the only thing you read is COVID. You had that fear around it. If that fear is created around this road accidents, trust me, we all will stop using our vehicles.
No, this is a real, means we can say serious cause and serious threat, actually, you can say.
So basically, with this dynamics changing, right, the number has always been increasing for road accidents. So my motive is to make sure that I educate people and try to bring this number. See, I know that as an individual, I can't do this on a larger scale, right? But educating more people, they going and educating, so it's a ripple effect, right?
Like multi-level marketing, we can say. MLM. I will teach you, you teach other guy, you teach other guy. So that is means it is a really good initiative, means good thought in your mind. So if it works now, it will be very nice, if you ask me. Okay, another point is now, another one point I want to discuss with you now, as you are in touch with RTO and you have conducted so many programs and everything. What is your opinion? What your experience says about the today's traffic in all the cities and everywhere?
So, so a lot of people don't know this differentiation. Before we get there, I want to share this so that people know, right? So people don't know this differentiation. So there are two departments that we deal with, right? So one is the RTO. The RTO is the one that issues your driving license, your registrations. So their roles and responsibilities lies around that, and they are the one who is governing your road. Basically, when you're on the road, so they educate people and do all that stuff. So other department is the police department, which has a traffic department in it. So traffic department is majorly, it plays a role in regulating traffic, making sure that on the roads, they, if there's a congestion or maybe they educate people also, so they also do that. So people need to know that differentiation, right? Both these departments work in their capacity. They make sure that they give back to the society because they are serving the society, right? So they try to give the best that they can. So talking about the RTO doing its initiatives, right, on road safety, they do a lot of programs in schools, colleges, corporates, and they also do a lot of, so you will not see them on the roads in the city. They'll always be outside the city at the perimeters, because they are the ones who would try to make sure that they look at heavy vehicles also, look at big buses also. So you would notice that there's a truck on the road that's traveling with more load than it should be holding.
It should be, allowed load.
Overloading. So those are causes of road accidents. And you would notice that every truck has a blind spot, right? So when our vehicle is in their blind spot, they will not be able to notice you. So a lot of road users don't know that. So the RTO also educates people on that. So they do a lot of programs, and they kind of loop in a lot of NGOs, a lot of individuals like me, and they try to educate the society. So we do a road safety rally every year in the city. That's for 15th August and 15th August and 26th January, right? So we do this every year and with a cause. So we come together, we hoist the flag at the RTO, and then we do a city tour where we educate people on wearing helmets and being safe on the road. One more initiative that I was a part of, and I was fortunate enough to be a part of. So the traffic police ran an initiative which was called Samapudesh.
Okay.
So that is counseling people, right? Giving counseling. So I was fortunate enough to be one of those, to be a part of it. Though we had other people also, like doctors. So we had a psychiatrist, a psychologist.
Psychologist also there?
Psychologist, a psychiatrist, and then the officers also. And then we also had other people who talked about road safety and stuff. So I was glad to be a part of it. What that initiative was, that anybody who's on the road, who's breaking a rule, his license gets impounded, his license gets confiscated, he gets a receipt. He has to attend this program for 2 hours at the police headquarters at Shivaji Nagar. So this program, he sits there, hears us out, understands about road safety, understands about his responsibility on the road, understands about changing his psychology. That's the reason we had a psychologist. We could help him change his psychology when he gets on the road. And we also had a psychiatrist to make them understand that these are the impacts. We had doctors there because the doctors could speak about it. And we also had panels of doctors who used to come in as guests who used to speak there. Though the people that I mentioned were regular, so we used to do it every day. So we did around 365 plus programs. Yeah.
In how much time?
More than a year.
More than a year?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that program was appreciated by a lot of people because the police made sure that, because we see I've worked with them closely, right? So I know them. So everybody has their opinion depending upon the interaction that they've had. Right? I tell people, I have traveled so much. I have never paid a penny as a fine. The reason is, you follow the rules, you follow the mandatory signages that are there, stop at a signal, you will never be fined. And even if they come and ask you for things, you can always provide it. And when you don't do a mistake, you don't have to be afraid about it.
No need to afraid.
So I tell people, make sure that you, whenever you're on the roads, make sure that you follow, respect them, so that they give you equal respect.
Equal respect.
So the social media that we've been seeing, it's a different interaction that they've had, right?
So now, as you said that they have worked psychologically at that level, psychologists are involved. Have they studied more about psychology? What is the psychology of the people behind the breaking the rules or not following the rules or what?
So with my understanding and my learning, right, I have seen India as a crowd-driven mentality-driven population, right? So when I see someone else doing it, I say, why can't I do it? I feel privileged of doing it. So for example, at a signal, and I use this example every time, right? So at a signal, when the light is red, you've got the zebra crossing and you've got 2 cross lines.
Yeah.
So those 2 lines, you've got to stop behind that. So when you stop behind that, you make sure that you see the red light, you stop. There are other 2 or 3 people who come and stop with you at that signal. The moment one guy jumps the signal, the other 3 will jump with him. So the minute you have stopped, they stopped because they saw you. The moment another person did another action, they followed him. So we follow people. So the point is, we as Indians, we are trying to develop our country, right? Now our country is developing at a very faster pace. Right? We had people, great minds move out of the country in the past. Now they're coming back to the country. So I feel the first thing is our country. We should try and make sure that we give to our country, then it goes to other countries, right? So basically I feel this mentality of being out of the crowd will always benefit our country and will benefit our people. So I tell people, try to do this experiment, and itself is a proof saying that you can bring a change in people.
No, one point you just now mentioned is very, very crucial, that okay, if you are standing if you are in the crowd or in traffic, if one guy go opposite or by the right side, then he is going, I'll also go.
Yes.
So we can reach faster. Yes. But they are not getting thing that okay, if they go to the right side and other guys also coming, front guys also come to their left side, our left side means their right side, we are standing like 2 enemies.
Yes.
Having war together.
Yeah. And no one is going to go anywhere, right? The reason is, we see clogged roads in Pune. If you see the population of the vehicles and the human population, the vehicle population has surpassed the human population. And when we talk about the human population, it is elderly people who don't get on the roads with a vehicle, children who don't get onto the roads. Imagine we have surpassed, and we talk about a city that was good and now it is full of traffic. It will be full of traffic because you've got so many vehicles on the road.
Heavy traffic jam is there.
Right? So people don't have that courtesy saying, okay, you go, then I'll go. It is like, if I have crossed the road, I'll go first. You can't go.
You can't.
And that mentality has to change. And that is the place where psychology plays a game, right? When your mind is tuned to let others do it first, giving them that respect. And in India, you go to Aizawl in Mizoram, you would see people stopping for kilometers and they don't get out of the line.
So it is there? In the
yes,
Mizoram?
they follow. They strictly follow.
Oh. The first time I'm listening this.
They strictly follow. So it's the same country. But one city is following. So what is the problem for other cities to follow it? Everybody can follow it. It is just the mindset of the people.
And Pune RTO performed one experiment also. They have done 2 or 3 years before that. 2 guys started on the two-wheeler.
Yes.
One with following the rules, one without following the rules.
Yes.
From A to B.
Yeah.
Only there is a difference of 1 or 2 minutes.
Yes. Yes.
So people should know that, okay, 1 or 2 minutes, for 1 or 2 minutes, don't put your life in danger.
Yes.
Because it is dangerous for him also and for others also. Right?
And you don't feel stressed. So a very good thing that we can also do, right? So one of the RTO officers that I met, right, though he's retired now, so he used to run an initiative of no honking.
No honking, yeah.
And he's not honked for n number of years in his life now. So what he says is, if you start from a destination, from a place to reach your destination, the amount of time you cover by trying to be fast, by trying to maneuver, and if you go relaxed, you reach there, you're less stressed out.
Less stressed.
If you try to run faster, you are stressed out very fast. So it's like the stories that we heard when we were kids, right? That the hare and the rabbit, right? So basically that's how it should be. Right?
Should be. No. Actually, thing is that one article was there in the paper around in editorial about the honking. How much it is adding in our noise pollution.
Yes.
Very huge, but we don't realize. Done.
Yeah.
But it is adding that. It is an addition to the noise pollution, and it is.
Imagine 65 lakhs vehicles in Pune honking at the same time. People could go deaf, right? It's so bad.
So actually, if you ask me, it is a very, very serious thing, but nobody is realizing it and nobody is attending it, giving so much attention. But your initiative is really good. So do you want to tell something other than this?
So I feel that we covered, but there are a couple of things that I want to share, right? So one thing is defensive driving, right? So everybody should. So now these courses with YouTube and stuff, you have these courses. There's videos, right? And it's not very heavy on your head. So I would appreciate people to go ahead and look for those courses, which are freely available, and you can also enroll yourself for paid courses if you're really passionate about knowing things and being safe. So defensive driving is something that's a way where we talk about self-defense, right? So defensive driving is similar to that. So you predict and make sure that you action before you hit into it, right? So when you're on a cross junction, automatically your muscle memory would brake and not accelerate. So that is how you train yourself. So your brain, every time when you start riding or you start being on a motorcycle or the car, it is not that every time you tell your brain or your brain instructs your leg saying, okay, now press the brake or clutch or now put the gears. It never happens, right? All this happens because of your muscle memory. The muscle memory, once it is fed into the muscle memory, you don't have to every time tell it. So I say that people should learn that. So that's one main thing. And the other thing is, like, a lot of people don't know road signs. Though they've got a driving license, but they don't know the road signs. That's a very basic thing, right? Because when you're on the road, that sign is going to help you. So there are basic 3 types. So I take people back to KG. Right? When I talk on my programs, I take people back to KG and I tell them 3 shapes. And you need to remember these 3 shapes, which are very simple. The first is a circle. The next is a triangle, and the next one is a rectangle. So these are the 3 shapes that you need to remember. The first circle is a red circle. It's a red marked in red, and anything written inside that is a mandatory thing. So that's a mandatory sign. The one in the triangle is called a cautionary sign. It's going to caution you, and that's very important, even more important than the mandatory, because that's cautioning you, saying ahead there's a school, or maybe ahead there's a speed breaker, or there's a descent, there's an ascent. If you know that and you're informed beforehand, there are more chances of you reaching that spot safe.
Safe.
And the last one is rectangle, which gives you information, which would tell you that there's a petrol pump or there's a hospital close by,
hospital,
right?
Don't harm.
So these are the 3 shapes that I tell people. Just look at the shape, right? And you notice it now. So when you see a circle, you know it's a mandatory thing. So it will say 80 on the express highways or the highways. You would see it says 80. People feel that is the minimum speed, but that's not the minimum speed, right? That is your maximum speed. So 80 is the upper limit. So it doesn't mean that your vehicle is always at 80. They put on cruise control at 80 and they're driving. And with the amount of technology, right, that's coming in, people feel that if I want to travel from here to Delhi, I just put my hand back, I rest the seat and the car will drive. We are not living in a country where everything, the infrastructure is that developed, right?
No.
ADAS, the system ADAS, companies are trying to sell it because they don't have anything else to showcase. They're trying to bring in technology which can't work 100% in India.
In India, right? It won't.
Because ADAS works on sensors. It senses your road markings. It senses your road. And it works on that. Here we've got so many potholes on the road. The sensors go for a toss. Practically, when we talk about using these technology, we should use it wisely. People should not use it, because I see a lot of videos on Instagram and people keep sending me, being in this community, right? People keep sending me these videos. A lot of people send me videos where there's someone who's put his car on cruise control, switched on ADAS, and he's eating food while he's driving. The car is driving on the road. Imagine there's someone who just crosses by. The car would not stop. You're going to hit that person, right? You're putting someone's life into risk. So don't do that.
Don't do that.
My thing is, you can't eat and drive. You either eat or you drive. Right? Both of these things are not working together.
Don't do multitasking.
Yeah, you can't be multitasking, but
only one multitasking now. It is increasing everywhere. That talking on mobile.
Yeah.
Or when you are in, you are driving the car or riding the two-wheeler.
Yes,
so
yes.
it is a major cause now.
So
it is happening.
To give you a quick understanding, right? So distracted driving is the major cause of road accidents. And the other thing is being intoxicated. Like you have alcohol or any drug that's going to impair your motoring skills. So the number of cases that we are seeing now with people ramping over two-wheeler riders or getting themselves into trouble, I feel whenever you are drinking, right, you should never be driving, because your senses are going to be slowed, and any reflex that you have is going to be just half of it. So as we age, a kid would have a very fast reflex. As you start aging and you look at elderly people, their reflexes are a bit slow. Because over the time the reflexes go slow. When you take alcohol, imagine you are getting at the age of 80. By the time you think that you want to do this, it is already done. Your reflexes have gone for a toss. So I would suggest people not to do that, because when we talk about being safe, the other person also has to be safe. Right?
The
other person comes and rams into us, we have no choice.
No choice but just enjoy time.
Yeah. and the most difficult thing to be is in an hospital, eating nothing that we like, right? And I feel people would not love to be in that situation. So to not be in that situation, we need to make sure that we educate ourselves, we make sure that we understand things, and when we are on the road, we behave responsibly. That is very, very important.
So really nice. We enjoyed discussing with you, and thing is that, as you said now, that more awareness, if you want, we can also join through SR Films.
Sure.
We can do more.
I love to have more people.
We can prepare our videos, that this information, we can go in deep and give information, so that the guys who will watch our video will realize that, okay, this one, they will learn something.
Yes.
At least if one person learn, it will be our good achievement.
Yes.
And Kalyan, thank you for giving us interview and giving such a good information. We learn a lot, and the audience will also learn a lot. They will hear so many good things or new things for them, we think so. And okay, friends, this is the first interview in English of this SR Films, for SR Films, we can say. And thank you for giving us this interview.
And thank you for having me here, Sanket. It was really nice interacting with you. And I thank everyone for hearing me out.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you.